started during a time of repression in the United States.
The kids were being told to get under their seats when the siren went off and that they would be okay. And the kids were saying, you know, that's a lot of crap. I'm gonna get turned into dust. So they were starting to question the adult world.
In an atmosphere like this, it was so easy to ridicule things. And so if you made fun of it, you let the gas out of the bags.
Why don't we do an adult humor magazine? Why don't we call it EC's Mad Mag? And Harvey says, why don't we just call it Mad? And he was right.
What's the political policy at Mad? It's whatever the individual writer thinks he should be shooting down or poking fun at, as long as it was funny.
There's an art to doing them, whether it's a great movie, a bad movie, you can do a satire on it.
I think we were all smart enough to know that you had to hit all sides. If you hit Democrats, you had to hit Republicans, and vice versa. Nobody was spared.
Let's just put in whatever we think is funny and assume the readers are going to go along with it. Maybe they'll learn something.
Even funerals can be very funny. It just depends on how you look at it.
A lot of teachers and parents were caught all of a sudden, you know, how do you handle this magazine for your kids?
Parents who had kids blamed the kids' attitude because of Mad magazine. And it just snowballed throughout the country.
When Carson said, okay, now you've made it, Michael, you're a star, everyone knows you, but it wasn't always that way. When did you start to feel you're a star? And Michael J. Fox. When Mort Drucker drew me in Mad magazine, I knew I had made it. I worked for one of the greatest men that ever lived.
Bill Gaines was one of the greatest nuts. He was absolutely out of his mind.
I used to give him a finished book for the printer, and he would read them, and I could hear him cackling and laughing in the office.
He will go and says, who made a call to New Jersey? Says, I did. Well, you owe me 72 cents.
I don't think the magazine would have been the same without him. You know, if Rupert Murdoch was the publisher of Mad, it would not have been the same. Don't think.
Alfred E. Newman represents the kind of crazy, unruly, funny, mischievous kid.
You see that face, we don't know what's going to happen. He was like an imp.
He was a schmuck that was on the cover, and everybody identified with it.
Got a smile on his face, no tooth. And his motto was, what, me worry?
Mad was a mirror of our culture and society, but it was a funhouse mirror.
I was writing about things they didn't understand, but it got them trying to figure out what it was all about.
Read between the lines. Don't believe everything you see and read or hear from politicians or your mother and father or the press or Madison Avenue and all their promises.
You know, my kid used to read Mad. Kid your ass. Kid, you liked it, right?
The people who have said they read Mad shocked us. We expected more from them, frankly.